Hello.
We are here. Good morning. Good
Hi.
morning. Now that we're talking to people, sorry about that. We are live here with ACOS for Autism, and we're just really excited to talk about some of the really fun events that we got to do the past weekend, right?
We have
Um,
been
woo,
busy.
very, 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 very busy. Great event at Saison. We had an amazing brunch. So thank you again to Saison.
Yes.
And that was just a really fun, great brunch. We had so many people show up.
Mm-hmm.
And the really cool part is we did get like a lot of donations from people that couldn't make it and then just showed up. And I just want to say thank you to those people too, because remember at Acres for Autism, every dollar that you donate goes to a child for their treatment, right? And that's really amazing at what we're trying to do here and accomplish with autism. And
Yep.
and that's honestly kind of a really quick topic that I want to talk about today is the spectrum of autism, right? And I think that's where I get frustrated a lot is that people don't understand. So autism is a very, very large spectrum. It's up, down, all over the place.
Right.
It's caused by a multitude of different things. It
Mm-hmm.
could be vaccines, antibiotics, elemental,
Traumatic
genetic,
birth.
traumatic,
Mm-hmm.
especially traumatic birth. A lot of different things that create autism. And then now autism itself is also very different. My son's autism is much different than autism.
Right.
And I think that's what people don't want to pay attention to. They don't want to admit that yes, you've been gaslit and manipulated for so long by all these other people that are in it for money,
Right.
right? That are telling you that all these things are safe and effective, just like the opioid pandemic, right?
Right.
Which they have not been. And some of these vaccines, they could be, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the spectrum of it all. Some of these
Mm-hmm.
could be safe and effective, but none of these have actually been duly tested properly. And that's my problem. The childhood vaccines have never been tested properly. And if we actually went down that rabbit hole, which I think they are now, which is why they already know, and in September it's going to come out that yes, some of these adjuvants, these metals, these toxic chemicals,
Right.
the DNA that's being put in these vaccines,
Right.
especially the 5-in-1s, especially the ones that have are more modern from 2020, are actually really hurting these babies. They're making them sick. And that's the biggest problem is that no one's paying attention to that part.
Right.
Right?
We
They're
just
like,
do what we're
oh, it's
supposed to
not
do.
vaccines
Mm-hmm.
don't cause autism. These do not cause autism. Autism is genetic. We know it's not now, especially living proof. Like it's not all genetic. There's a lot of more underlying factors that happen,
Right.
and no one wants to admit that because of what comes along with it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where I just want people to be honest and to be open about like, yes, my son was vaccine injured. Does that mean your son was? Does that mean her son was? Does that mean that your fully vaccinated child that has every single vaccine that does not have nonverbal autism wasn't affected? No.
Correct.
We don't know that. We don't
Right.
know that the allergies and ADHD and all these neurological disorders, where they actually came from.
I think that's the bottom line. 100%. The bottom line. No one knows why or how all these things are happening. And we are one of the millions of people who have been asking this question of why is this
Yeah.
happening? How is this happening? How come my son is more affected than your son? Or how come our daughters aren't being diagnosed properly? How come
Yes.
they're going under the radar? There's so many more questions to it. And I feel like it's very easy to correlate to other situations of, hey, we all go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
If we see something that is cheaper elsewhere, are we going to buy that product somewhere else where we're going to pay twice as much? We're going to question it.
Yeah.
So all we're doing is questioning what is going on with our child. What is going on with the sickness that continues to happen to
Yeah.
more and more and more and more kids?
Yeah. And it's just sad. And then you have the ignorance, right? We have a question from our audience right now. Julie, I appreciate the question. Am I worried about the measles outbreak? And I just literally made a post about this.
Yeah.
And if you actually just please look up the research of how many deaths there have been in the United States,
Mhm.
make sure you're specific how many deaths are in the United States from
Mhm.
measles, and you'll get zero. Virtually zero deaths from 2020 to 2024. And there's been 2 in the past Texas, and they're calling that an outbreak, which if you actually go down the rabbit hole,
I was just going to say that.
the only reason why they got tested positive for the measles is because they got
They
the
got the
vaccine
MMR
and they got the
vaccine.
MMR.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different conversation. But if you look at that, no, absolutely not worried about the measles outbreak. I'm absolutely not worried about the measles
Right.
vaccine of my daughter because, like I said, it was really sad that, I had to witness people say they wish death and measles upon my daughter.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, how ignorant and evil is that? Like, why would you wish measles of all the things? Like, first of all, I actually made a point. There's 0 deaths from the measles. So my daughter's not going to die from the measles.
Mhm.
We have a very, very, very great medical system, and we are not outdated, and we're not inundated with malnutrition, right?
Mhm.
I take care of my daughter. She can heal naturally from the measles, just like everyone else has in the United States. Everyone has healed in the United States.
I know.
Like
That's
it's
why
a
it's so
like you can just
funny.
Google it. It's a fact. There is no deaths from the measles. There's no reason to be afraid of the measles. And there's a lot of misled fear and gaslighting that have led
Mhm.
people to think that they should be afraid of the measles. And
This is what the tactics are.
this is all the tactics, and that's what makes me so irate is that I know this. I watched what happened to my son. I'm watching what
Mhm.
happens to millions of other families that have been affected. Millions,
Mhm.
not just a couple,
Yeah.
millions by vaccine injuries. There's so many vaccine injuries, and they've just negated it at all and said we're the crazy ones,
Mhm.
and we're the ones that are conspiracy
So here's
theorists.
my side note of that too. If everything we're saying is false and everything we're saying is just crazy conspiracy, blah, blah, then why did they form VAERS?
Yeah,
Why did they form a place where parents and healthcare workers can go and submit and
yeah,
report adverse side effects from vaccines?
yeah. And I want to be clear too, because I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Like I'm
Right.
not some person that's out here like, oh, you should never get vaxxed ever again.
Mhm.
If you feel like you should be blindly putting these types of poisons into your body after you actually look at what they are, that's
Mhm.
your choice, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. My fight is with the babies. I want to protect the babies. That is
Mhm.
it, because I watched what happened to my own son, and I don't want that to happen to anybody else.
Mhm.
And so we should be asking these types of questions. Why did my son have this reaction to this?
Right.
And last thing I want you to do is to gaslight me and say, oh, that's not because of the vaccines.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
You're telling me no because you make 90% of your revenue off of putting that vaccine inside of
Mhm.
my baby's body. I get that, but that has to change. I want to know why you think that putting these adjuvants, these metals, these toxins, these chemicals into my body is, or my baby's body, is okay at birth.
Right.
Whereas I didn't do that for my daughter, and she's thriving, and she's absolutely perfect,
Mhm.
and I believe she's going to be completely healthy,
Mhm.
because she's hitting all of her milestones, which my son didn't after he had such said vaccines.
Right.
I just want people to pay attention to that.
I think really just having an open mind to listening to other people's experiences, and from experience becomes their perspective, and from perspective becomes they do their research, they go down a
Yeah,
rabbit hole, and you start putting the dots together on your
yeah,
own. And that's the power that we're trying to give all of these parents, us parents, our community. We're trying to give that power back
yeah,
to us as well,
yep,
and
100%.
learning to stand in that confidence of like, hey, I don't have a good feeling about this is why I don't want to do that, and don't make me do that.
Yep.
I will speak up and say too that I just found out that my son had an appointment at Charlie Mitchell Clinic at Valley Children's, and conveniently there's a vaccine policy now where I have to sign it for
Oh
him to
man, dude.
be
Even
seen
there,
there.
yeah.
And so now
That is
what do
just
I
straight
have to
manipulation.
do?
Like, let's talk about that, because, like, why would you need that? Why would you want to have that in any way at a hospital? If kids are already vaccinated, and
Right.
they come into a hospital, why would they be so scared if those vaccines protect those babies?
Right.
It's the most ignorant type of
That is
manipulation I've ever seen
100%
in
what
my
I was
life.
gonna say too. If everyone is vaccinated, everyone has their
Yeah. What are
vaccines,
you afraid of?
then why are you worried about getting said disease?
Yeah. And these said diseases can actually be treated at said hospital,
Yes.
at said emergency room.
And even more so
Yes.
naturally.
Very naturally, completely
You don't
naturally.
even have to go to the hospital.
You don't even have to go to the hospital. You don't need to go to the doctor's office. You can actually treat this perfectly fine, and your baby's going to be just good. It's funny because back in the old days, when in the 80s, when measles was, crazy, you had all these kids that got excited to get the measles because they got to stay home
It
from
was like the
school.
chickenpox. Yep.
Yes, it's just it's gaslighting, manipulation, fear
Fear.
tactics,
Yep.
and then it creates this malicious intent from people. Oh, if you don't get vaccinated, you're evil. You should die. Your
Mhm.
kid should die. Like who? Like why do you think that way?
So sick.
Oh, what is wrong with people that have that type of agenda? Like, oh, if you don't do what all these other people are telling you to do, and you don't conform, and you don't listen blindly to these doctors who actually have no idea what's actually in these vaccines or
And
what they
that's
do,
and
and
that's
you
a
just blindly follow it, and you're like, oh, just go ahead and go. And if you don't, then shame on you. You're evil. You have to get these poisons put in your body. Are you serious?
I
And
feel
that's how you
like
react to this?
us as parents,
Crazy.
we follow the line. You know, you're supposed to do vaccines at a certain age.
Yeah.
They get 12 in 1 year. Their first year is to where doctors are also doing the same thing.
Yeah.
This is what you're supposed to do. You're
Yeah.
supposed to say it's safe and effective,
That's it.
and you follow the protocol.
That's it.
Everyone's following the protocol blindly without asking any questions as to why.
People vaccinate out of fear, not out of education.
Mhm.
And that is the biggest problem, is that if you actually just did the research and looked at the ingredients for your baby, I'm not even talking about anything else. Just talk about childhood vaccines here. And you look at the ingredients that go into your baby's body right after birth and at 6 months, and then another 12 months, and then so on and so
Yeah.
forth. That it's common sense. You put that
Do
type of toxicity in your baby's body, you're gonna hurt your baby. Like there is no other, like that
do
is logic.
the same research that you do when you buy your stroller. Do the same research that you do when you buy your car seat. How long can my baby fit in this car seat? When am I going to have
Yeah,
to get a booster for them now? When do they transition? How long can we use this thing? Do the same
yeah,
research that you do in what you keep your child safe in your car. Do the same research with vaccines.
yeah,
That's just my challenge to all these parents is just do the
yeah.
research. Do the research. And
Like,
you can go to our website,
yeah,
acosforautism.org. We have a data hub there that has a ton of
great information.
non-biased information,
Yes,
facts
just
that is
facts.
there for you to make the decision for you and your family.
Yeah. And it's great information to have because you should look up the ingredients that are going into your baby's body. You should want to know why and what is going into your baby's body.
Right.
And that was my biggest thing is once I started looking at the ingredients, I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's what I mean, and then I started feeling bad. I'm like, that's what I gave my son to get
Right.
that reaction. You know, I
And how many at a
the guilt,
time?
yes, and we gave him because we thought that was the right thing to
The
do. It's
catch
like
up.
the catch up, the 5 and 1s, the 6 and 1s. I mean,
Right.
it is just so heartbreaking, you know, to see that and to watch it happen, and then to actually see it happen to other people I know,
Mhm.
like starting to happen. And I'm like, dude, in today's world, since 2020, the vaccines are just different, and they're stacking and they're loading.
Right.
They even snuck like 3 to 6 COVID vaccines in there too, and we know how bad the COVID vaccines are, and we're going to give those to our babies.
And we're still learning about the
Oh my
COVAX
god,
vaccine.
dude.
It's not even all out yet. Like there wasn't enough
Oh,
research at all to
oh,
implement that. And yet here we are.
yeah. No research. Again, just they're safe and effective, protocol driven.
Yeah.
You know, they're telling you what they think is what they're being
What's
told.
going to get them
You know,
paid?
and what's going to get them
What's going to get
paid. You
them
know,
paid?
you take away that just theoretically, you take away vaccines from a pediatrician's practice. You don't have a pediatrician.
Right. Yeah.
You don't. Yeah,
Which
but
is why they
yeah.
enforce vaccine
Yeah.
policies.
Yeah. And that's why we fight. And again, it's all
It's
about
all
money, corruption,
connected. It's all
and the crazy part
connected.
is we have such an amazing medical system. We have a great, up-to-date,
America.
super technological medical
Yeah.
system that we can treat anything at the moment. Like
Yeah.
we don't need all this stuff. Like we had another question. We were asked about antibiotics, and I'm like, yes, I believe in antibiotics too. I
Right.
believe to an extent that if we are infected, yes. But at birth, to be preventable, like when my daughter was first born, yes, they try to push everything on my daughter.
Mhm.
And I said, absolutely not. And then they came in again and again and again. And one of the doctors came in and said, oh, so we're gonna go ahead and give you guys antibiotics and this and that. And I stopped. I'm like, why? Like, can I just ask you, like, why are you giving this newborn baby azithromycin? Like, why? Do you know what that actually does to the microgut biome of the baby and its
Mhm.
immune system and how it like destroys it for an entire year? And like, there's so many different things. And the doctor looks at me and goes, I never thought of it that way. And I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? Yes, that's the truth. You don't need to be giving antibiotics just because
Protocol driven.
again, that's what I
Protocol
try to explain to
driven.
people. We
Protocol
can't be
driven.
protocol driven.
Yeah.
We need to ask questions. We ask and get the right answers because we can treat anything naturally. Now, if we are in a septic state and we have bad things that happen to our body, or like encephalitis or something like that, and we need antibiotics, different conversation because
Right.
that's life-saving measures.
Right.
Okay. If you have the measles and you got a couple symptoms, you're not going to die.
Right.
You just need some more vitamin C. You need some sunlight. You,
Sunlight.
you need to you
Mhm.
need to stay active, and that's how I stay healthy. Diet, nutrition. You
All
know,
those other factors that go into it too.
yes, there's so many other factors. You don't just not be healthy. You know, and that's
Mhm.
and that's why I love what we're doing here at Ecos for Autism too. Is we're creating the ability to have this type of awareness and education
Mhm.
for not just autism, but for vaccines, for our babies, for their futures, for their well-beings, so we can actually test them here and then get them treated. So let's pass all that. Let's pass all the
Okay.
negative stuff. Let's get on to the good stuff here, right? While we still have some time left, right? We have some amazing events left, and some of these events, are just they've been so much fun to kind of watch and see the support that we get. We have so many
Mhm.
people that are coming out of the woodworks and really supporting what we're doing,
Yeah.
and I love to see that. I mean, we're getting so many messages and we're getting so many, great donations and support, and we're getting more babies in that are applying to get the coverage.
Mhm.
And so don't forget that at Echoes for Autism, we want to test these babies with our specialists with neurological biofeedback, put together some treatment protocols for them naturally, non-invasive, and
Mhm.
help just eliminate the inflammation from the brain. That's what we do here, and that's what makes us so important. But this is what makes you guys so important too, because the way that we built this is so you guys can actually help cover the costs for families that have been affected by autism. So these kids that are coming to get treatments here, you can donate and get a tax write-off. It's a 501(c)(3), and it goes straight to these kids. So $5, $10, it doesn't matter. We're getting
Right.
lots of little things that come in, and that makes me happy because
Yeah.
that's going straight to these kids. So again, thank you for all the donations. More importantly, thank you so much for coming out to these events. Right tonight, where are we going,
Today.
dude? I'm so pumped tonight. I cannot wait to eat.
Yeah.
Come, tell them, Mo, where are we going
So
tonight?
House of Kebab is going to be open all day today. They're on Alluvial and Fresno, in the same parking lot as Sal's Mexican restaurant. Their food, you
Dude,
guys,
so good. It's ridiculous.
their food is it is one of those restaurants where you know it's made with love.
Yeah.
Like they're
Oh, for
family
sure. Yes.
recipes. They are just so you can I'm speechless, like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Everything is so good, and they have, vegan options as well. Their potato kufta, I believe is what it's called,
Oh,
is,
dude, that was
available
so
for
ridiculous.
Lent. Yes. So their menu is extensive. You will n be just so pleased after and be like, "Oh my gosh." If you've never eaten there before, you're gonna be like, "Why haven't I eaten here before?"
House of Kebab.
Yes,
All
House
day
of Kebab.
today.
I'll
They're
be there for lunch,
yes.
and I'll be back there for
Yeah, I'm
dinner.
making Mo come back twice because I gotta be there at 4 o'clock. We're gonna have some time. We're gonna have some dinner
But
tonight.
huge shout out to Vahan
Yeah.
and Nairi. Thank you
Oh,
so much
God bless you
for
guys.
yes, for supporting us. So that
Yeah.
is today,
Yep.
and they're on DoorDash, Grubhub.
Yep.
If you can't go eat in
Support them.
person,
Yep.
yes, order out. And then Thursday
Thursday,
night.
man, so much fun. Thursday's a night one at 5 o'clock. And this is going to be at Campagna's, right? And of
Mhm.
course, my sister's the GM over there, and I love Tony. And they're just amazing, generous, incredible people. But we're going to have a night at Campagna's this Thursday.
Mhm.
Just going to be so much fun where we're actually going to be doing some live giveaways too at Campagna's. It's just going to be a fun night at Campagna's. So come drink, come eat, come have some fun, come
Yes.
date night. We want Campagna's to be a really fun date night. So we're going to be
Mhm.
doing some fun things at Campagna's that we're going to be announcing tomorrow. But stay in
So
support.
that's this week.
Yeah, that's this
This
week.
week.
A lot of big things. We're super, super, super grateful for all the support that we've gotten and from all the people that have come out and just,
Yeah.
getting involved. So many people.
One more thing too, Posh Panache Boutique is
Oh, yes.
still
Big.
they're running their campaign all month for us. They have an app you can download on the App Store, Posh Panache Boutique. We are also going to have one more shopping event, in-person shopping event,
Yes.
next Thursday, the
Gonna
24th.
close it down out there at the
It's gonna
24th.
be huge.
Yeah.
We're gonna have
Yep.
vendors. It's
Super
gonna
fun.
be a little party.
Yep.
It's gonna be amazing. But when you go shopping on their app, use code ACOS,
Hmm.
AKOS, and a portion of that will be donated to
Yep.
our nonprofit.
And
And
they
we
do
are
lots of live
so
sales,
yes.
online sales. They're amazing,
Download the
amazing
app.
people. Yes.
They had one shopping night where you bought something, you get $20
Yeah.
credit.
Yeah.
Like who does that?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. They're amazing, amazing women. We're so
Yeah.
grateful for Nat and B. Thank you
Yeah,
guys.
and they're very generous too, and very
Yes.
very grateful for them putting together these events. So definitely go download their app. If you are shopping, just put the code
Anywhere.
ACOS. Yeah,
Doesn't have to
just
be local. They'll
exactly.
ship
Yeah,
anywhere.
they ship anywhere. So um, shop there. Stay plugged in. I mean, we're excited. We have so many events. I'm exhausted. We're all tired, but we're gonna keep going because it's
Yep.
about the cause.
Battle doesn't stop.
The awareness. And I've never seen more awareness in this community
I feel like a
that I've ever
fire's being
seen.
lit for
A fire
sure.
is lit and people are I mean, like I said, I was out at the Copper Easter egg hunt this last weekend, and I was just it was humbling because I had so many people that were just like, "Hey man, like just like shaking my hand,
Even when
like,
we've been out,
thank
people
you.
have been come
Oh,
up to you
yes.
and said
Thank you.
stuff. Yeah, it's been really
Thank you.
beautiful. And if you do see us
Yeah.
and you do want to say something,
Please do.
please do.
Because we get the other side of it too.
Yeah, it just helps us, fix our armor and keep
Yeah.
battling. So
Yeah.
thank you. And yeah, come say hi to us. Come introduce yourselves. That's what we're here for. We want to
Yeah.
be in the community. We want to meet people. We
Yeah.
want to engage.
Strength in numbers.
Yes.
And the numbers are growing every day. And thank you for building those strength in numbers, for continuing to support, continue to make donations, continuing to rally the troops, continuing to put people in front of our message, to
Mhm.
continue to put people in front of what we are trying to do here and how we're trying to help our community and our babies that have been affected by autism, and to prevent it. That is it. Thank you guys. Stay plugged in. We'll see you guys next week, or we'll see you guys tonight or Thursday
Or
or one of these
Thursday.
events. Peace out. Crazy. So much fun.